Hi, everybody, and welcome back. We are at episode 14, and we are here today with Chase NAYLOR. Chase, say hi.
Hi, guys. It's good to be here.
In your sunny yellow room.
Yeah.
That's urine-y colored. You know that, right?
It's like completely urine colored. Yes, yes. It's an urgent matter needing to paint this room.
I know, it's great. It's your bedroom. I love that.
Yeah. The lights are off almost always now.
Well, they need to be. That's really bright. I don't even know how you do that. How do you sleep at night?
I don't. Honestly, I just don't anymore.
It's very 80s. It's like that sort of that neon glow, that shit that was big in the 80s when you were probably pooping your pants because were you alive in the 80s?
No, not till 95. So actually this house was built in like the 70s or the 60s or something like that. And then
Oh my God,
remodeled in the 70s.
You weren't alive in the 80s? You were really born in 95?
Yeah, I'm 25.
Oh God, I shouldn't even be interviewing you. I'm drinking.
Todd, you're older than that apartment, Todd. You're older than that apartment.
I know. Oh my God, that's awful. All right, let's get started now that we've discussed everyone's age. I'm still holding at 35. First question, how did the acting bug bite you? You're mainly an actor, right? Do you write or anything?
No, not really. I write in the sense of like, I don't write plays or anything, but I like to write stories and short stories and that sort of stuff.
Okay.
Dialogue is a nightmare for me. So I was just like, and I like imagery too much. So like people just talk about everything that's around them is just not compelling. But for the acting, I needed an elective in high school. I was a soccer player and a football player. And then I took high school theater 1. And I had this teacher named AJ, who was just an awesome guy, super nice. And he's like, dude, I seriously think you should try doing advanced theater 1. Like just next year, if you need an elective, do advanced theater 1. And I happened to quit football. I didn't like the new coach and everything like that. So I happened to quit football and I was doing soccer and theater at one point. And then I was in my first play. It was actually not a musical. It was like the stage adaptation of Les Miserables. And I was just like, yeah, I think I'll do this. Like I quit soccer after that. I just stopped doing sports altogether. And I was like, I'm going to focus on this. This is, I don't know, this is something.
Were you Eponine or were you Jean Valjean?
I was Citizen too. You
couldn't even play the prostitute?
No. They would have been really mad. Like this like in high school, you know, so like this jock comes in and he like gets a speaking role and other kids have to be the citizen and stuff. They probably wouldn't have liked that. But then right after that, I did a Dr. Horrible sing-along blog and I was like, oh, this is pretty good.
That's fun. That's good stuff. That's really fun.
I got to be Dr. Horrible in that one.
Very nice. So how did you get, I don't even know this. How do I not know this? I don't. How did you get involved with New Ambassadors?
Mandy is a company member as well. And
okay.
I walked into a bar called Javelina my first week here. We were just trying to find a place to drink. We knew Texas State people went there. And that's where me and my roommate, Andrew, who's also a company member, went to school. So we walked in and Mandy was like, Chase NAYLOR, what? And then we started talking and we've been great friends ever since. And she brought me to New Ambassadors one night. And it was the flagship, the Labs. And I've gone to Labs ever since. And then you guys cast me in a couple of plays and it's been awesome. It's been great.
So you knew her from college?
Yes. She was graduating the year I came in. So she was a senior while I was a freshman and she had written A to Double D there. And I went and saw it and I just had to say something because it's such an amazing piece. Very
cool. Very nice. We keep it all in the family.
Yeah.
Just not in an incestuous way.
Right.
I mean, if we did, we wouldn't tell anyone.
You're right.
Yeah.
Let's close the doors. Doors lock.
I'm sure they keep all the doors locked at the White House. Oh, yeah. They have to. What has been your experience with the company so far?
So far, it's been incredible. It's been awesome. It's been becoming an actor in New York was not at all what I thought it was going to be. First, finding out nobody cares. So going to auditions and stuff and sitting there for like 6 hours and then being like, yeah, we're just not seeing non-ec today. And you're like, oh, cool. I've been here since 6 in the morning and it's like 2. So that's great. So just with New Ambassadors, it's been an amazing way to keep connected with the arts and an opportunity to act, an opportunity, if I wanted to explore writing. Um, it's kept my feet on the ground. You know, it's, you sort of got to flex that muscle. And I, without New Ambassadors, I don't know how often I'd even get to do that, and how bad I would feel at my craft if I didn't get to do it at all, you know? So it's been amazing.
That's good. Cool, man. What is your if you have one, and you may not, what is your dream role? Do you have one?
Yeah, I think it would be amazing to play like sort of, I don't know, it's weird. I feel like a lot of people say it, but like I feel like it'd be pretty awesome to sink your teeth into like a historical fiction. Like if you've seen Peaky Blinders, I would love to be on that cast. That would be a dream of mine. Like a personal goal that's like, I probably wouldn't be on the next season of Peaky Blinders, but I'd really like to work with the Irish Theatre Company, the Irish Rep.
Okay. So you
yeah,
like to do period stuff?
Yeah, like historical fiction's my favorite genre of novel. I really like historically fictitious plays, but I also like you know, comedies and modern contemporary pieces a lot. But just the historical stuff is just like getting into the body of it all just feels kind of great, you know, just like standing in the posture in the 1920s, and it's just kind of awesome.
Yeah, it gives you a lot to play with. Costumes, postures, gestures, everything's a little bit different.
Oh yeah. Oh, the costumes are the best part of those, like those period pieces. When you put a doublet on me, I'm like, I'm never taking this off ever.
It's good character work. It's really great. Yeah, cool. Next one. Oh, here's a good question. One of my favorites. If you hadn't ended up being an actor, moving to New York, doing that stuff, what would you have done?
To be like completely fair, I probably would have been like a history professor. I actually briefly thought about it. I had this one professor in college who, like, one of our professors unfortunately got sick, so he had to say, like, I can't teach this semester. I'm not going to be teaching. And so they brought in this professor last minute, and he just sort of told the story of history from like a really earnest guy, just saying like, yeah, and then this happened, and then people had to go through this and that, and talking about like the vengeful presidency of Andrew Jackson and stuff. And like, usually in classes, whenever the bell rings or it's like, oh, it's 4:50, I'm out of here. Like professors have to tell people like, all right, you know, there's 5 minutes left, but that's 5 minutes I'm going to use. Everybody would be seated for this guy every time he spoke about history. And I was just like, history's always been my favorite subject, history and literature. So it was crazy. I was just sort of like, yeah, like I totally would love to do that. That would be like an archaeologist being on like the forefront of discovery for historical finds. Just that's
yeah,
probably,
no, that'd be amazing. I think that always looks better in films, though. I don't think it's that exciting.
yeah, I would like to be chased by resurrected Nazis at least once in my lifetime, and maybe wear a cool fedora, but I don't think I could pull a fedora off. You know,
You never know. You know, he's really long in the tooth right now. They need a replacement. Harrison Ford's over.
yeah, he's done. But I think Shia LaBeouf actually picked up the mantle according to the last movie, so I can't really.
Maybe, yeah. The last movie was dreadful. I shouldn't critique movies here. Anyway, what's your favorite experience been so far with New Ambassador? Do you have one? Is there something you're like, wow, I really love that? Any people you particularly love? Have you slept with anyone?
No. No.
Me neither.
My favorite. What if I was like, yeah, and I just spilled the beans like on everyone right there? I was like, yeah, here we go.
It's an interview. I mean, people ask salacious questions all the time.
The salacious.
I would say don't put your pen in company ink.
Well, my quill is dry, and therefore.
Yeah. Well, if you get ink on that quill, it never comes out.
Oh God. Anyways, favorite memory has been the October Fear Fest for sure. That was probably my favorite. Just
it was fun.
Yeah, I don't know. It was crazy. It was like taking off work for like a performance day and then coming down to Midtown and like, you know, it's like nighttime and you got Times Square lights and you see all these Broadway shows being advertised on the billboards. And then you walk like a street over and you walk up to your theater and like the whole crew is there. I remember breaking I had to be tied down. I broke the strap right before opening. And Priyanka was my partner, and
Yeah.
God, she killed it. And she had to like come up with a new idea on how to strap me down during the piece, literally backstage. And she was in a piece with you, actually. She was in
Yeah.
that piece with you, and so she had to come back after the first act and like get dressed for our piece and be like, oh my God, like, all right, now how do we do this? And like Randall had to run and grab clamps and straps. It was just so stressful, but it was like when it happened, it freaking happened, and it was awesome. It was
Yeah, that's kind of fun. That's the magic of live performance. Sometimes you come up with stuff that's even better than what was planned.
yeah. Oh God, it was awesome. And Jen is an incredible writer, and she wrote that.
Yeah, no, that was a fun show. Well, I guess that's about it. I mean, one last question, I guess. I mean, the color of the room, it's interesting. Are you into water sports?
Not entirely. It's something I'm sort of trying to get out of. It's sort of like one too many. You sort of reach your threshold, and then you're in the middle of it looking up, and you're just like, this isn't for me anymore, you know?
I know. You can only play water polo so many times.
Yeah, exactly. And then all of a sudden you're getting leg cramps from.
Yeah, and that sucks. Oh, my God. Well, there you have it, kids. Chase Naylor and me, and we're sober. You should see us when we're not.
Yeah.
Anyway.
At the Brazen Tavern.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us for episode 14. Have a great night. And thank you, Chase. I hope to see you soon because the social distancing sucks.
Yeah. Oh, my God. I want to see everybody so soon.
Yeah, we should.
But
all right.
It's good to see y'all's faces, and I miss y'all.
Great to see you. Have a good night.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.